Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning, happy Sunday to each and every one of you. Very, very interesting time in the digital asset space right now. Interesting stuff coming out of the SEC versus Ripple case. We're going to share a few tweets from that dude, that Pitbull, John Deaton, this morning. We're going to go over the market because, the market is doing what the market does. All right, guys. So listen, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. Let's get into the market real quick. Bitcoin is at $50,354. Ethereum is at $3,941. Up 21% on the 7-day. Cardano's at $2.88. Binance Coin, $498.61. XRP is at $1.28. It's up 11% on the 7-day. Solana is up 42% on the 7-day at $138. Dogecoin's over 30. It's at 30 cents. Polkadot's at $33.90. Uniswap's in the news. Apparently, the SEC is looking into Uniswap. Uniswap's currently $29.39. In Chainlink is at $30. Bitcoin Cash is at $728. Let's go BCH. Terra Luna is at $33.58. It's down 3.5%, 3.8% on the 7-day. And Polygon, man, was it $1.70 something, wasn't it, the other day? It's at $1.68 now. So that is pretty cool. Avalanche, $46. And BChain. It's at 14, nearly 15 cents. So I'm going to wrap it up there in terms of the market, because again, it is doing what the market does. And so the overall cryptocurrency market cap is at 2.39 trillion. It's up 0.7%. So, we'll take that. We will definitely take that for sure. But guys, John Deaton has been doing his thing on Twitter without question. It's just been very, very, very interesting. The SEC filed their motion to compel. It's just some really, some very, very interesting things going on. The SEC apparently does not want to share these records of the employees and what they may or may not have been sharing. I think that's very, very interesting. Let's go to John Deaton, his stuff here for sure. One of the tweets he put out I thought was interesting. He said the CryptoLaw, his website, CryptoLaw US, and Twitter as well at CryptoLaw US put this out. Found one clip of the June 13th crypto breakout session. Hinman deputy Amy Starr describes the spectrum on how to determine if something is not a security. CryptoLaw says she's describing XRP for a lot of people then and now. And then they tweeted out, please help us find the full video. I'm going to read what John says here. Some XRP holders acquired XRP for non-investment purposes. Some acquired it to use on the network. Some use it as a substitute for fiat, like James Rule. The UK's FCA was correct in calling XRP a hybrid token between an exchange and utility token. It matches Amy's description. Let's take a listen to it. It ain't done.
The token is your, and if what it is satisfies, say, the Howey test for an investment contract, it's a security. If it's something that literally you are buying something that you're only going to use in an already existing platform that you are buying to use, then I would say, hey, that token is a use token, which may not have the characteristics of security. And so what the key on all of this actually is, what are the facts? What are the facts and circumstances? Because that's really what's going to be determinant of whether or not you're on a securities law side or whether you're developing a platform and the token is, you're just pre-selling this token and it's only being used in the platform and there's no secondary market trading and you don't, there are, I always like to say there's a real spectrum, and where you fall on the spectrum is clearly going to depend on the facts and circumstances of what you have.
Interesting stuff. I'm going to share Kay Buddy's tweet that she did this morning as well. It's just interesting stuff. CryptoLaw tweeted out, just added to our document library, the SEC's response to Ripple's motion to compel data on SEC employees' trade of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And he did share that with you guys, but he also kind of highlights it in the tweet. So I'm going to go over his highlights first. All right, if I can find it, because he tweeted out. There, let's see. Let's see. Here it is. Right. Just added to our document library, the SEC response, but where's 1 of 4? Maybe that is 1 of 4. So let's see here. It says, are you kidding me? Ether has never been on the prohibited list. Never been. Ether has never been on a prohibited list. Bitcoin, Ether, never been on a prohibited list. That means that the SEC employees could buy it. For example, on June 13, 2018, the day before Hemmer's speech. But that's not insider trading because Hemmer was declaring Ether not a security. It can't get worse, right? And then he goes on here. Let me show this tweet, this thread here. The SEC reveals that XRP did not appear on its prohibited holdings list. Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP did not appear on the prohibited list and only went on its watch list on April 13th of 2018. Yet all market participants should have known it was a security since 2013. Fair notice or market confusion. And you can show right here, he highlights the SEC has provided that Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP did not appear on the SEC's prohibited holdings, right? And that Bitcoin and Ether never appeared on the watch list, and that XRP first appeared on the watch list in April 13th of 2018. But he's saying that the SEC in a lawsuit is saying, you know, that all market participants should have known that it was a security since 2013. He says, but wait, there's more. The SEC also reveals that ETH has never appeared on the prohibited holdings or watch list. That means Ethereum has had a free pass for all time for SEC employees to buy and trade before, during, and after Hinman's ETH speech. I gotta tell you, when we first heard John Deaton come onto the scene, we said on his channel that the dude is a Pitbull. When he grabs a hold of something, he doesn't let it go. And this guy is a former federal prosecutor, right? A federal prosecutor or judge. I can't remember which one he said. Very, very interesting. He's been doing absolutely a great job. If you guys are not following him on Twitter, follow CryptoLaw US on Twitter at CryptoLaw US, and then you can follow John Deaton at John Deaton1, Deaton DEATON 1, the number 1 on Twitter to follow him. Very, very interesting. When he grabs a hold of something, he doesn't let it go. This just really stinks. And I believe, like I've said before, more and more people are going to pick this up. Congress, I believe, will pick it up when it is a very obvious slam dunk that between him and Clayton, there was something nasty going on. But it has to be a slam dunk, I believe, before Congress will step in and call someone, right? Will call that hearing to ask questions of him or Clayton, right? It's going to have to be kind of like a slam dunk. It's going to have to be so much information, right? That the Congress people come to them and say, hey, look, this is what's going on here. This would, this could, this could help with you getting your next term, right? That type of deal. So yet the SEC refuses to release any data, even in aggregate form, of trading by individual SEC employees and their family members, and also refuses to release Hinman's meeting calendar or who wrote and edited his ETH speech. This is from this website, ClintonHinmanFacts.com. So very, very, very interesting. And we can see here, if we go over, this is the SEC's motion here. The SEC prospectus requests that the court deny the defendant's motion to compel the production of confidential details of trading by individual SEC employees and their family members whose personal financial affairs are not at issue in this case. The sensitive data is collected by the SEC's Office of the Ethics Counsel for purposes of ensuring SEC employees' compliance with ethical rules intended to prevent conflicts of interest, not to determine whether any particular transaction complies with the securities laws. So the Ethics Counsel is there to make sure there's no conflicts of interest, but it's not there to determine whether any particular transaction complies with the securities law. All right, so here, let me read right here. That express statement by the Ethics Counsel renders irrelevant the pre-clearance information defendants seek. While defendants argue that the Ethics Counsel's pre-clearance decisions as to any transactions in Bitcoin, ETH, or XRP, as well as SEC employee trading activity, generally may prove that the SEC determined that those digital assets were not security. The Ethics Counsel's statements makes clear that defendants cannot make any such argument, no matter the content of the ethics trading data defendants seek. Interesting stuff there. And he says, moreover, the relevant trading policies apply to securities, and Ethics Counsel routinely clears employees to transact in well-known securities. Defendant's request falls well below the low bar of relevance the court considered when it ordered the SEC to produce Ethics Counsel guidance on digital assets, and is an unjustified intrusion into the private financial affairs of the SEC employees, even on an aggregate basis. The applicable legal standard for whether defendants' offers and sale of XRP should be deemed security transactions under Howey turns on defendants' statements to the market on investors' reasonable expectation, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Ripple's fair notice defense is an objective test based on what, okay, we don't want to read that either. This is what we want right here. Factual background, the SEC's ethics policies on employee trades. In addition, Ethics Counsel maintains a prohibited holdings list of entities whose securities SEC employees are categorically barred from holding. So they have something that says that they have something that says that they can be barred from holding something. Yet it doesn't say, but it doesn't say that the reason that they're barred from holding it is because it could be deemed a security. It's just saying that they are barred from holding it. This list includes entities regulated directly by the SEC. So entities regulated directly by the SEC, such as broker-dealers or national security exchanges, which are registered with the SEC. This list has never included Ethereum or XRP, which are not alleged to be those type of entities. Ethics Counsel also receives a watch list for entities that may fall within supplemental ethics rules. Supplemental ethics rules. For example, an entity may appear on the watch list when relevant to a pre-investigation matter under inquiry, but would appear on the watch list, and an employee may not be permitted to engage in trading in securities related to that entity when it is under investigation. Bitcoin and Ether never appeared on the watch list, while XRP appeared on the watch list April 13th of 2018. It is very, very interesting. And I believe that it really is feeling like the SEC is doing everything possible to make sure that the inside ongoings of the SEC is not made public. It's not made public. It is very obvious to me that, you know, this quote unquote insider trading and how entities, you know, walk around that, or, you know, right on, they kind of tread just on the edge of that. It's very, very obvious that that goes on. Very, very obvious. You can play in that kind of gray area, if you will, right? In both writings like this ethics policy thing, or in actual right work. It seems just very, very obvious to me that they are skirting, right? They're on a tightrope here with this. I mean, just the wording of what the prohibited holdings and watch list. You know, it's just, you know, you hear the things about certain entities of the government, and you know, where do you think insider trading and that whole thing kind of came from? Not that it came from the SEC, but it's kind of skirting, right? It's kind of sitting on that fence there, and, you know, just skirting with the rules. And it's very, you know, prohibited holdings, it's watch list, and it's a watch list. You know, you can get on a watch list, but if we're not actively investigating, then it's still cool to get it, because we're not actually investigating yet. Now, the day that we do actively investigate, then you can't, I mean, it's just not a good look. It really is just not a good look. So hopefully this thing here, let me share this with you. This says overreaching its mandate. I thought this was really, really good. Hold on. Gonna go back here, let's go here. All right. The SEC has issued dire warnings about the need to responsibly comply with the securities laws. But in all of this discussion, a fundamental point has been missed. Unlike stocks and bonds, crypto tokens fall under a different category to the securities laws regulating investment contracts. To be an investment contract, a commodity like a crypto token must be accompanied by an extra promise for further development, management, or price appreciation. Whatever the promise is made by the original issuer, the exchanges themselves are not promising future profit or continued development. They are promising one thing alone: delivery of the promised crypto token. Without the future promise made by issuers, the crypto tokens delivered by the exchanges are not investment contracts and therefore are not securities. This has profound implications. Thus far, both the SEC and the cryptocurrency community have simply assumed that if a token is a security at issuance, then it remains a security when sold by an exchange. To my knowledge, no previous court decision or literature has examined what happens when pieces of an investment contract are separated from each other. This article concludes that they cease to be investment contracts and therefore cease to be securities, because exchanges are not delivering securities that are not subject to securities laws. This article also examines why this critical point has thus far gone unexamined by the case law and the literature. The article suggests that it is due to a lack of focus on a critical element for an investment contract: the need for a contract. And to me, overreaching its mandate is just to me is just sums it all up in terms of what the SEC is doing. And you know, it's, you know, these are some things that are going to have to be argued in court. I'm surprised by the number of exchanges, especially big ones, who have not taken this to court and who have not said, why do we have to delist something? We're not involved. We're providing a promise of an asset, right? We're not involved in selling a security, right? Or anything like that. We don't have an investment contract at all. We make no promises, like the definition of an investment contract, right? So of price appreciation or development of that particular crypto or management of that particular crypto. So I'm surprised again that that it's just so easy to just stop listing it and not make an argument, not kind of stand up, if you will. Like, for example, that Uphold has done and continuing to issue XRP. So what is the SEC going to do about that? It's just very, very, very interesting. And I was telling Ms. Crypto Seas that, the SEC with their overreach, they say they're trying to protect the US investor, but they are ultimately harming them in so many ways. And this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit makes it so very, very clear and obvious. I hope that independent firm that was looking to look into Hemming and Clayton and what they were going on, I hope they continue to come out and continue to do work to really kind of expose this whole thing. I really, really, really do. I know there's some talk on the street about Ripple bringing in a new team of lawyers, and it looks like these lawyers are they're kind of their thing, their wheelhouse is in settlements. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe Big Boy was correct. Second week, third week in September, we'll hear the settlement thing. That would be interesting, to say the least. Now, I have not seen anything on the new team at Ripple, the lawyers and stuff. I haven't heard or seen anything about that yet. If you guys know or seen something, let me know in the comments. Please leave the link or something so I can check that out. All right, guys, listen, I am going to end this video No, I want to go over this first. Worth noting, however, that Boring believes Congressman Tom Emmer's proposed Security Clarity Act could be the silver bullet. It offers the definitions of when a token is a security and when it is not. So apparently there's an article coming out from about that Security Clarity Act, and she's right. Hopefully this thing will move further. And we'll have something that really is going to end up bailing out the SEC, I think, in the shame in what they're doing. But it will also rein them in, and that's important as well. All right, guys, I'm going to end this video like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this: that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.